Welcome to this week's episode of Serving the Community podcast. Each week, your host Trisha Stetzel is highlighting people and organizations in our communities that are serving through volunteer work and giving back to make our community, country, and even the world a kinder place to live. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Serving the Community podcast. My name is Trisha Stetzel, owner of Results Extreme Business Solutions and also a founder of Serving the Community. I'm really excited about my guest that I have on today. I met him through the Houston Veterans Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mike Martin with RMC Marketing. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. And who is Mike Martin? Mike Martin's a military brat, a Navy veteran who served boots on the ground in Vietnam. Because of that experience, I am affected with Agent Orange, and that became my why and what I'm doing today. I stayed in the corporate world for about 45 years after I got out of the Navy. But then transitioned and started doing some of the, I think the terms now are side hustle or whatever you call it. But I was dabbling in this because the Agent Orange caused several issues for me. One of them was pain, P-A-I-N. And because of that, I started searching for things that were solutions to that problem that were non-RX. I don't like chemicals. I don't like any of that stuff. So I, through another Vietnam veteran, found a topical analgesic lotion that is made from nature's ingredients, that is blended together in a certain proprietary formulas that is transdermal in nature and penetrates through the skin to reduce inflammation and swelling. When you can reduce inflammation and swelling internally, basically in any part of the body, you're going to start reducing pain levels. Sometimes the effects are almost immediate and you feel and stuff goes totally away. I've had that happen to me right in front of me. And then there's other people where it just takes a little bit longer to get going. For me personally, it took a little bit longer. It took almost really 60 days for it to really have the impact that I wanted. I mean, an impact of taking a pain level from an 8 down to a 3. Could that help you live a little bit better? Of course it could. You're going to be able to walk better. Like for me, I was able to walk better. So it does make a difference. The nature's ingredients is fantastic. The company that I represent is a U.S.-based company out of Oklahoma, of all places. And that's where our factory is and where we ship from. And send things all over the United States. That's the main reason why I'm doing it. And I firmly believe the more that I can share this, it's helping people, because then other people start telling people about the product and they can benefit from using it. I have a philosophy, the more I give, the more I'm going to receive in it. And it seems to be playing itself out. Having just moved here 18 months ago from California, I'm always pleasantly surprised when I get that phone call and says, "Hey, Mike, I need some more stuff. Can you ship it to me?" And we either I ship it for my personal inventory or I send them to the company website where I still get compensated. So it's a win-win all the way around for everybody, and especially those folks that are using the products, because it does have some impacts that people go, "Mike, that's a magic potion," or whatever they happen to say. But those that keep calling me back absolutely are getting the benefits, and they share the products with it. I know, Trish, I think you heard a couple of guys on the meeting already say from the Veterans Chamber say, "Yeah, Mike's stuff is like magic. It works well, et cetera, et cetera." So the more people are talking, and the best way to get a hold of me is to either call me, send me an email, set up an appointment so we can talk for 5 to 10 minutes. That's all I need. You're going to tell me what it is that's hurting, and I'm going to give you my recommendation based on my 13 years of doing this and helping people literally all over the United States of America. One of the biggest pleasures I got I got a contract to be at Travis Air Force Base up in Northern California. And I sat right outside the BX, the base exchange, and I had a table and I would squirt samples on people. They'd go in, then I'd shoo them away. Say, go on in, go do your shopping. On your way out, stop by. And if you like what you got, give me a good report card. And you could also buy something too. So that's generally, I built up a huge base of customers, and it's not just the retirees, the older people that have pain. I've got products for young people. Some of the active duty guys could even buy some stuff because I've got stuff that I call a warm-up rub, but for athletes. And it doesn't burn for athletes. That's one of the things they're always concerned about, the burning that could happen with some of these kinds of creams. So again, I don't know how I'm doing on time. It's made from nature.
You know what you're doing? Yeah. And you're doing fantastic. And, one of the reasons why I asked you to come on the show is because you give so much back to the community, and not only through your business, but through how you serve others in other spaces. So you're definitely going to have to come back and talk about the other ways that you're giving back to the community. But let's talk about how you're getting out in the community and talking to them about their health. I think that's really important. So give me a little bit on that.
Oh, so what I am a member not only of the Veterans Chamber, and I'm going to take advantage and talk about that. I do work on projects with them. I go to work an event and I'll hand out samples, just have a conversation. Well, here's what I do. Here, try it. Call me if you like it, that kind of thing. I'm a member of a couple of other chambers, do exactly the same thing. And I get a chance to talk at some of those chamber meetings and things of that nature. I am getting ready to launch, and I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do a podcast or just some quick views, whatever to do that. And whenever I'm doing other speaking engagements for some of my other ventures, I'm always mentioning, here's what I do, to pay the bills kind of thing. So, because you got to pay the bills. So that's it. But for me, it's a work of passion because I know so many of my brothers and sisters that have issues for a number of different reasons, but it helps all of them in that regard in terms of health. And I'm very, very passionate about the fact that it is a non-RX solution. And that to me is the most critical piece. I was watching TV last night and I was just shaking my head. There was an ad for some kind of a drug. I don't even remember the name of it. And it went on for 3 minutes of the negative side effects.
Isn't
I'm
that
thinking,
the truth?
and then I flashed and I thought about it. Most of the ads on television for drugs, they're talking about, you could have this negative side effects. They don't ever talk about the positives. They're always talking about the negative. And then the last word is make sure you talk to your doctor before you.
If you're allergic to this medication, well, how the heck do you know, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Mike, would it be, I'm going to be advantageous here and talk about what I think your mission is. So your mission is to get the word out that if you have pain, you don't have to go and take a drug for that, right? Something that's
absolutely, yeah. It's worth trying something that is an alternative solution, a holistic solution, a homeopathic solution. There's all kinds of words for it. One of the other areas that I give that about is I'm a chapter president for a holistic chamber of commerce. There are a ton of alternative solutions out there that are non-RX. You don't have to put something inside your body that you don't know what is going to be the effect on an overall basis. So yeah, that is my mission. I'm trying to educate people, let them know about my stuff, let them try my stuff. And if they find that it provides them a solution, then that benefits me a little bit, but at least I've gotten the word out because a lot of people have no clue. I could be at a holistic fair like I'm going to be this weekend, and people walk by and they're with a cane or they're with crutches, and they walk by and says, "Don't you want to at least try?" "Oh, no, I've tried everything under the sun and nothing worked." So my comment to them is, what do you have to lose if you try my stuff? You may be right, but you may be wrong. And if you're wrong, then you're going to have a solution that you got in your hand right immediately. So yeah, so I guess you sort of pinpointed that and articulated it for me, Trish. So yeah, my mission is to get the word out, and if and I know it's going to benefit a lot more people than it doesn't help. I've only had in the past 13 years 3 instances of allergies against a specific ingredient in the formulations. And the number of formulations we have is with one product's got like 14, and the most we have in a formulation is 24 ingredients. And when you have people that support you, like there's a gentleman that lives here in Houston, Texas. He's a former world and Olympic boxing champion, Mr. George Foreman. George came to us and said, "Hey, I like your stuff. I found it somewhere." He says, "But I think you can make it a little better." So obviously our guys struck up a deal, but now we have a formulation that's got George's name on it. So that helps us from a marketing standpoint, obviously. But his has the most number of ingredients of any of our products. He's the one with the 24 ingredients in his. And that helped us move on and for other channels to, there are other channels you can go to, but when you come to me or come to the company direct through me, everybody wins and you're going to get a better deal. So that's I guess one of the messages is, come and try it. Maybe you're going to like it. And as I mentioned in the chamber meetings, I always use my tagline, which is rub it on, the pain is gone. And people are absolutely amazed when that happens. I'll tell one do I have enough time to tell a quick story?
You can, a quick story.
Okay. I was working like a flea marketplace at a junior college in California. This lady looked like she was maybe in her 60s, came rolling in with one of the little push cart thingies. And she whips around in front of me and says, "What kind of snake oil you got here?" And I looked at her and I says, "I got damn fine snake oil. Now, why don't you sit down and let's put a sample on you and then you can tell me and give me an evaluation." So we did that, boom, boom, boom. Then I, like I said earlier, I sent her away and I said, if something's positive starts happening for you, come back earlier, but within 30 minutes, why don't you come back and tell me how you're feeling? And then we can talk about the options. She didn't come back in 30 minutes. She came back in 15 minutes. She wheeled her little thing in, went up to my table, grabbed my sample bottle, whipped her little thingy around, and held it up and started pitching my product. And it was absolutely amazing. And she helped me sell about another few $100s worth of stuff because she was telling, "Come on, try it. You're going to get the same reaction I did when I tried it." And she's still my customer today, even though I'm here in Texas. So it's great stuff. The best way to reach me is by calling me 925-323-1093 or my email, askmikehealthyliving@gmail.com, or you can go and order some directly from me at askmikemartin.com. That's my website. There is a shopping cart on that. Get a hold of me. Let's talk some turkey and I can give you some ideas on alternative solutions to pain relief rather than that nasty stuff.
I love it. Mike, I really appreciate you coming on this show with me today. You do so much for the community, whether it's in the chamber, whether it's starting new organizations, or even being in this holistic chamber that folks might be interested in. So I'm going to get all of that information from you, as well as your contact information. I'll put it in the show notes, as well as in the comments when this goes out on Facebook, and tag you so that you can share it with your audience as well. Thank you again. I appreciate your time so much today, Mike. Tell us your tagline one more time.
Rub it on. The pain is gone. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much. And that concludes this week's podcast, Serving the Community.